page 144. So in today's Chumash, the third Aliyah, we had Moshe give a warning to Pharaoh about the upcoming plague of the firstborn if he doesn't let the Jews leave. I'm sorry, he said, Moshe, Moshe did not allow Pharaoh to bargain. He said, let everybody go with all our animals and so on. Pharaoh didn't want to do everything, so Pharaoh said, leave my presence. The day you see my face, you will die. And Moshe said, you're right. Every evil thing is really a fallen version, a distortion of some form of holiness. Pharaoh is the fallen expression of God's ability to override the limits of nature. In its fallen form, this power turned into Pharaoh's arrogant disregard of any authority other than his own. In this context, when Pharaoh told Moshe that the day you see my face, you will die, he was unknowingly warning Moshe that no one can behold God's infinity and live. Meaning, Moshe agreed. Meaning, Pharaoh is a fallen. I don't really get it. Pharaoh represents God on some level.
I don't know where the Rabbi is coming from on that one.
Moshe agreed. No finite creating being can speak. I mean, Pharaoh was saying, get away or I'll kill you. Now, we're saying evil is a fallen, a corrupted truth. The truth is Pharaoh, on one hand, represents the king, the divine right of kings, maybe. However, he became an arrogant, whatever, an arrogant, self-made man. So, but on a certain level, he's like prophesizing, like, in the face of God, you can't live. And Moshe agrees, right? In the face of God, no one can live. As we said in today, you'd be absorbed into God.
Why should you even think that about Paro? Paro is so much less than God. I mean, it's an incredibly
it's a leap, you're saying.
It's a repulsive thought that he would even pretend that we could even pretend that.
However, God is not bound by his own rules. He can allow an individual to survive this experience. This is exactly what he did with Moses in order to allow him to destroy Pharaoh's evil, revealing God's supernatural power through the plagues. We all have our inner Pharaoh, some stubborn opposition or hostility to holiness. When this Pharaoh is vanquished, the other obstacles towards living a positive, healthy life will follow suit.
Wow.
In other words, I don't totally say I get this, but what I think he's saying is Pharaoh is still a creation of God. Pharaoh's king is a creation of God. Okay, it's a messed up, corrupted version of human beings' free will or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's a king. There's some message there. There's a message. We talk about parables about kings and subjects as being the way we understand Hashem a little bit, right? So Pharaoh is at least a parable about a king. He's a king of some sort. And he said this line, which at face value is like, when you look, if you don't get out of here, I'll kill you. If I see your face around you anymore, I'll kill you. But there's also out of the mouth of babes type of thing. But he's saying, like, what I represent, he didn't mean this, but the Torah can allude to this. What I represent on the highest level as the king of all kings, not that he meant this, but this is what it could mean on a deeper level, you can't exist. In other words, and Moshe said, you're right. You as a parable for God, no one can exist in the face of God. What happened? Moshe did see Pharaoh's face again.
When?
When Pharaoh ran after him after the middle of the plague of the firstborn. So,
I mean, that wasn't clear that he saw Paro.
Right.
The false part is Pharaoh.
Nobody's saying here that the truth is right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think his point, the truth I'm testing, there's three sources of this like paragraph. That's a lot to condense into a paragraph. Just saying, this is three treatises they're trying to make a nice little Dvar Torah. It doesn't work easily. The basic idea I think you walk away with here is saying is that when you see hostility, when you see an evil Pharaoh, there's still God there. There's still something in there. And you have to neutralize the stubborn negativity of the Pharaoh. Let's say in your own traits, your Yetzer Hara is your Pharaoh. So when you can, so to speak, peel away the garments of the animal soul, of being into, greed and whatever, pleasure, when you can neutralize that, you're left with what the Yetzer Hara really is a servant of God. So when you destroy Pharaoh's facade, you're left with a way to connect to God. Something like that.
Rabbi, did it say every evil is holy? What is that?
Every evil has its source in God.
Every evil thing is really fallen.
It's a corrupted, fallen distortion of God's energy.
Yeah, distortion of.
Okay, page 139, the daily mitzvah, the 287th prohibition as a judge is forbidden from accepting the testimony of relatives, whether for each other or against each other. Okay.
Scott.